Put your hands together as we welcome Vasileios Mylonas.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Great. Haz is, of course, a tough act to follow. He has all these great slides. I hope at some point your caffeine kicks in and you are very poised on a Saturday morning. As discussed before, my name is Vasileios. I'm actually a local. I'm not a nomad in any sense of the word. I've only moved like 3 kilometers away from my parents' house, but I am a remote worker for the past 5 years. I'm working from Greece for agencies and companies all over the world, most notably for USA and the Netherlands. I've actually studied here. I've been tested in this room, which is like really weird. The exams were not great, but I finished my BSc here in Economic and Regional Development, and my master's was in the Netherlands, in Tilburg University. In economics, my two paths were behavioral economics and growth sustainability. I've been in digital advertising from 2012, how years pass, and I'm teaching since 2017, most notably for Next MBA, LinkedIn Marketing Labs, Grow with Google, and many colleges here locally. I'm a digital strategist for Useberry, the UX research platform. If you are a UX designer, we would love your feedback. And of course, I am a behavior research enthusiast. You give me data, I give you my love. One of the main things, yeah, let's keep that. Understanding the digital landscape. I'm not going to bore you. I would love to hear your thoughts, your questions right after this, and of course in the Q&A. But the digital landscape, great. The digital landscape has changed. And of course, freelancing is evolving with it. This means that since the past decade, a lot of companies are investing way more to find freelancers in order to complete specific tasks. So they're looking into specific knowledge that is not accompanied with, of course, paying a full wage, but only giving a freelancer's fee. So the ability to work remotely, market yourself globally, and access a wealth of online resources has transformed freelancing for the past years. Of course, this means that the freelancing market is booming. I am getting to the, to the chase, do not worry. Companies are increasingly looking, as we said, to hire freelancers. And of course, this means more opportunities for us, but of course, more competition. Other challenges have their client retention being way more difficult than what it was. And of course, state income has become a big concern for us. I see people that have been troubling themselves. So I think I've touched a sensitive note somewhere there. The key to solving all this is, of course, to position yourself where demand is and offer something unique that sets you apart. Winning clients in the digital age. As Alexei Rogalev said in a TED Talk, don't bet on being the cheapest. Companies that argue purely about the price have a problem. There is always one that is even cheaper. And that, of course, correlates with freelancing. You are always going to be outpriced by someone that is newer to what we're doing. They are from a different country, and of course, the currency difference means a lot. But the thing is that you need to become the best in your field, or at least a subset of your field. Find something that really sets you apart, something that you can be unique at, and of course, invest into it. We will be talking about tools later on, so that also is within fair game. So how do we build a strong online presence? Great. Number one, your personal branding. As we discussed before, I am one of the 50 globally recognized LinkedIn certified marketing experts. And I have to say that if one thing is really setting apart people is, of course, their LinkedIn profile. The #1 search engine to find a professional has been and will continue to be for many years to come, LinkedIn. And of course, that's something you need to invest. In most cases, we build our own profile on LinkedIn when we are still doing our bachelor's, when we are young. We forget about it, and then we go back to it when we are like 23 and looking for our first job. The thing is that it is a living, breathing profile. You need to invest in it. Create a personal brand that reflects your expertise, your professionalism, and of course, above all, values. It's one of the main key things that has also mentioned. Bringing out your values means that the team is going to correlate better with you. They're going to hug you. They're going to understand who you are, where you're coming from, and of course, what you can bring to the table. Start with a clear and concise brand message that tells the potential clients who you are, what you do, and why you are the best at it. If you recall, Anthony here said about me that I am proficient in many platforms, but of course, many people, when they do not care for a set platform, they do not care. For instance, how many of you are advertising right now on Reddit? Thank you for breaking the silence. So basically, this is exactly what I mean. The value that I'm bringing to the table is not that I know how to advertise on Reddit. There are a lot of people that do that as well. But the fact that I have been investing over 2 million in the past 5 years on Reddit, that means something to them. You don't sell products or services, you sell yourself. That is the main thing you need to keep in mind. People are not paying just for the task. They are paying you to do it. You are the person that is bringing the value. You are the one that needs to be compensated. And I wish you all to reach that level in your careers where you are getting paid for just being there and just saying what you think and what you believe and not having to deliver the task at the end of it. So, the second thing, other than your personal brand, and of course we are discussing logos, websites, etc., is building your own portfolio, having a place online where you can share the true you. Platforms are always great. LinkedIn is, of course, lovingly, but the thing is that you need an owned media, an owned channel that is going to reflect 100% who you are, your personality. You want the first thing on your homepage to be you sitting in an armchair just smoking your cigar? That is perfect. Do you want to be at the beach? That's perfect. The thing is that this needs to be reflected. This is what gives your job and, of course, your colleagues an essence of who you are and what means the most to you. So remember, your portfolio is not just a gallery of your work. It's a tool to convince potential clients that you are the right choice for them. This goes, of course, most notably for people that are into design, UX developers, etc. That is something that they are judged of, like what they think is nice, what looks good. Basically, their perspective. That's what gets them paid. And especially that's why I mentioned portfolio. You can be a designer all over the world. The perspectives and, of course, your schemes and how you see things is what sets you apart. So, utilizing social media and online platforms. Great. Other than LinkedIn, of course, Instagram plays a huge role. Twitter, or otherly known as X right now. It's a great place for every professional to share their insights, promote their services, and, of course, demonstrate the knowledge. Though last, it's not, of course, the least. Sharing your knowledge is way more valuable than anything else. Setting yourself as the thought leader in your area of expertise is something great. This is what sets you apart. This is what gets you also leads. Okay, now heads are turning. So, leads. When we're discussing about leads, of course, demonstrating knowledge is the #1 magnet for it. Why this is? Of course, because they can turn to you and they figure out you are the solution to their problems, and this brings them to the position to ask you your opinion. And of course, that makes it easier. You know, it's like the fish jumping into your boat. Other than that, we have freelancing marketplaces, Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer.com, and many more platforms rise up each year. That is very crucial, especially for a person that is now starting. It's a great way to get you out there, to promote yourself, and of course, gather reviews that are that their very essence is to distinguish you when you're doing a good job. Of course, when you get a review on those platforms, you share it on LinkedIn. Let's not be forgetting about that. And I think I'm doing great in time. I was thinking that maybe there would be, some interruptions. Thank you. So networking and building relationships. It is key for freelancing success because, as we discussed earlier, getting leads, getting clients, it's the most crucial thing into freelancing. But of course, networking brings you that. It can distinguish you in many ways. And of course, when somebody says, I need something, and a friend of theirs proposes that to them, that's almost a done deal. It's like the tech guy in every company that says, which iPhone should I get, or which laptop should I buy? And they always trust him. So attend online events. I guess from you being here, it's a great way of recognizing that mingling and networking to such events is something that works. Going to webinars, joining professional groups, being active into them, not just lurking to get some answers. Be active on Facebook groups, on LinkedIn groups, subreddits. That's great too. And of course, try to demonstrate your expertise. I cannot stress this enough. It is a great lead magnet, being knowledgeable, being educational, and of course, being willing to share this knowledge. So this gets us to client referrals. As we discussed before, of course, having a friend of a friend who knows you is a great thing, but also a client referral, there is nothing selling better than it. It's like hot bread and warm butter. Happy clients are your best marketers. If they say, you know what, I was miserable and he came in and changed my life. You are going to sell to every company that is adjacent to them. So, efficiency. This is the second part of this presentation. Efficiency means more things can be done for you. This means more clients or more tasks, and of course, economic growth. Managing multiple projects and clients can be overwhelming without the right tools. And of course, in a sense, the right mindset, as has said. By streamlining your workflow, you increase the number of tasks you can complete per working day, which increases your bottom line. 3 types of tools: project management tools, time tracking tools, productivity tools. If you have ADHD like me, you need all of them. So basically, what you need to do is, of course, not take this lighthearted. Most people think that because we are remote workers, as also it was discussed with us, that we don't work. Most people think that because we are nomads, that we just open our Mac and everything just rolls out. We just get paid. Yeah, that's not the case, of course. Most of you know this in here. The thing is that you need to treat it as a proper job. And I know this sounds bureaucratic, but I'm going to show you in the following slides how this can actually be very helpful. So, strategies for scaling your freelance business. As we said before, growth means doing more. As a burnout victim myself, I'm sorry Has for mentioning you all the time, but you said everything. So, as a burnout victim myself, I am not, of course, in any way praising doing everything all the time, and of course, exhausting yourself. The thing is that you need to get more while aligning with your own business goals. What does your business mean? You. You are what you are selling. You are the product. You need to protect you. Your clear head, your clear mind, your proper tasks, and not just being, okay, I'm done, send it. This is what you sell. So this is very important for your own business, and of course, for doing good to your overall payment. The goal is not only to the end sum, but the profitability. At the end of this session, I hope we are going to be distinguishing them. As I told you, I studied economics here, so I had to bring something like that. So, data. Other than the data analyst, who loves data? No one. Great. So, this is because it is becoming very bureaucratic. Great. Take a picture. I'm also going to be sharing my LinkedIn, so whoever follows me is going to get it posted right through this week, so keep that in mind. I'm going to share the full template this week on my LinkedIn, saying it again. I will have the QR at the end of the presentation. So, data, great. Gathering data, I broke down a nice Google Sheet. You're welcome, Has. Going with client name, how much I was paid, with dates, that's a Greek thing. Average monthly hours, service categories, and the respective hours, and the rest duties that were filled with random tasks that came up. Based on the data above, we can distinguish 4 basic metrics: profitability, what needs improvement, what's worth reviewing, and of course, if something doesn't even make sense being on your own day-to-day task list. Number 2, after getting your data, is of course a small analysis. It has 0 algorithms. Everything is done with sums and divisions on Google Sheets. Very easy peasy, you will see the template. So what I got from it, of course, it was pretty straightforward. Breaking down my services, I do SEO, I do PPC, I do consulting, and I do teaching. Basically, those are my 4 main categories. What I understood is that my most profitable service was SEO. The least one was teaching. I was able to identify how to cut off toxic clients that were late on payments. They were asking way more tasks than we had discussed, and of course, were not appreciating them. I found which tasks I should invest in finding ways to automate. You know, things that always come up. You need to find out which tool is going to help you complete them faster. And of course, based on the above, a few more insights, I was able to scale my freelance business. You invest more in what brings you more money. You automate what comes up more frequently. And of course, this increases your bottom line. Last segment, I promise. 5+1 tactics to scale your business. This is pretty straightforward. I'm just a guy that puts them on pen and paper. 1, diversification. If you are doing A, why not do A plus something small adjacent to it? If you currently offer only one type of service, consider expanding to relating areas. For instance, if you do on-page SEO, most probably you're going to write an article or 2. That's it. High-value services, identify, as we said before, with our Google Sheet, identify which services you offer bring the highest value to your clients and consider focusing more on those. High-value services often justify higher rates and can lead to more substantial long-term client engagements. Third part, outsourcing. The fact that you are the freelancer, the fact that you are the outsource of a company does not mean that you cannot outsource stuff as well. So, as a freelancer and your business grows, you will likely reach a point where you cannot do everything yourself, or you're going to burn out, as we said before. So outsourcing can help you manage your workload more efficiently and effectively, allowing you to focus on higher value activities, as we said before, and of course, client maintenance. Number 4, collaborating, getting other freelancers with you, doing things that you also do, but they do it more effectively or at a better price. Not everybody can do everything fast, clear, etc. So this can increase your earning potential. Getting retainer agreements. This is very valuable for a remote worker and a freelancer. Retainer agreements, of course, gets you something steady per month, especially when you are a nomad and you do country hopping. You know that the expenses pile up. So having an agreement and knowing that each month you're getting paid an X amount of money gives you a sense of freedom. And you're more relaxed. Focus on client satisfaction, and of course, this is going to get you in a better shape than anything else. Delivering consistent quality and going the extra mile to meet client needs are all essential practices. Questions? See? Sorry.
Okay, whatever, you can hear me. So when you mentioned that you are asking for who loves data, and that said no one, obviously you can see my hand going up. And then I
We are a lot of people having troubles here, yeah. Yeah, psychological issues are a main issue in today's age.
So the next question that I have is, you mentioned that you analyzed where your revenue streams were coming from and what was profitable, and mentioned that teaching was the least profitable.
Yeah.
So,
Why do I keep doing it?
yeah, exactly. Did you consider
So,
teaching you build reputation and maybe...
it's exactly that. Basically, it's my best lead magnet. So, other than just the per hour, which of course give you profitability, I had to take into some other variables. And at the end of the year, I also measure how my clients came to me, and I break it down based on client referrals or online profiles, etc. And teaching is number one, by far. It's not profitable as a category. It's a great lead magnet. That's why I can't stop it. It's what I love to say. It's cost of doing business. So in order for me to keep on doing my business, I keep on teaching. And also it's something that I love. It's like more of a low-paying hobby. That's it? Great. I also saw some other question. Great, yeah. Can we share the microphones, please? They're... Yeah. Okay, so go. Great. So, as I said, you do profiles on freelancing. Okay, so when you are a freelancer just starting out, how do you find your first clients, your traction? So the response to this is, of course, build a kick-ass LinkedIn profile. Start ranking your profile for the main keywords that you want to be discovered for. For instance, you do SEO, you start discussing posts, articles, etc. on the platform. The second thing is, of course, creating profiles on freelancer.com, Upwork, etc. to get your first reviews. To be honest, the first thing that I did when I started out is I tried to templatize my work. This actually gave me a huge edge, basically, because the thing that set me apart on Fiverr was that I was delivering everything that everybody was doing, like 3 days earlier. So that was something that actually gave me an edge. Yeah, this is a note of the slides thing. You can keep a note of it. Yeah, fast always wins you the digital race. So keep that in mind. Not something ugly, just fast. Great. You. Yeah. No. Hey. Okay.
I've been working with big clients like Adidas, Philips, etc. And I'm now switching to smaller clients like small businesses and solopreneurs. My challenge right now is how I best capture in a portfolio format all this experience that I have.
Great question. Nice. Okay, so for the people that didn't hear this, a great question was asked. So basically, we have a person that is switching from big clients to smaller solopreneurs, smaller brands, etc. And is asking, how do I translate my existing experience into my portfolio, basically. This is a great thing because this is a knife that cuts both ways. This is exactly a challenge that I have discussed, I don't know, like maybe 6 times this past month, because there is a huge issue for smaller brands that they really do not want to be considered small. When you show them a portfolio of Adidas, they are like, oh, yeah, we are small. We cannot compete with them, and most probably they will be like, okay, you have no idea for smaller brands, and I cannot use you. The thing there is to identify mostly the challenges and adhere to them to a smaller scale. So basically translate what you did for them, never mention money, like of course Adidas would be way overspending than a local like clothing brand. So never mention money, remember to discuss, of course, the challenges that you solved. You're not a designer, right? So it's great. Just do the challenges that you faced and how you overcame them, and it would be great. So as I said, 1 minute. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to them. So this QR, I hope that is scannable. Great. You can follow me on LinkedIn. The presentation and, of course, the template are going to be shared within the week, most probably Wednesday. Don't quote me on this. So, yeah, thank you very much. You have been a great audience. 3 questions only. And it was really nice being here, of course, following us. And Anthony?
Yes, now we can clap. And so thank you very much, Vasileios. It's such an honor to have you. Did you say you are the product?
Yeah.
I must say you are a good product.
Yeah, big chunky
for,
one.
Yes.
Tough to break.
Thank you. How does it feel coming back to where you studied and speaking and being the person that is being listened to?
Now, that's a really nice question. His mic should have been off. It's weird. It's nice. It's a very sensitive kind of thing, to be honest. Like, it's really touchy-feely to be back here, but being from this side towards up, then that side facing down.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for being a very wonderful speaker today.